Buenas a todos, Eurofans. Sean bienvenidos a una nueva entrevista en este canal de YouTube de Eurorelinchu. Soy Omar Betancor, hoy un poco mocoso, pero bueno, haremos el aguante, sobre todo porque, como ven, tenemos una Queen of Eurovision. Es una de las participantes en el Söngvakeppnin 2024. Repite, de hecho, del año pasado. Sigga Ózk. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hola, buenos días.
Bueno, yes, definitely. I'm feeling right now like I'm recently awake. So good morning, buenos días is perfectly
Oh,
matched.
it's buenas tardes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but don't worry, it's okay. First of all, welcome back to Söngvakeppnin, to the Eurovision family. It's nice to see here. I think that we tried to interview you last year, but I think that nobody, I think didn't search, but it's okay. Thank you so much for.
I'm
Sorry,
so
thank you.
happy to be with you.
Eh?
I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you so much. Well, before coming with Söngvakeppnin stuff and Eurovision stuff, we want to know about yourself before 2022. How you started your music career, how it developed.
Oh, wow. So I've been singing my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
My dad is a musician in a band, so I always dreamed of being a singer in a band or a solo. And
Mm-hmm.
then I was really into musicals as a kid. And then I found Beyonce, and she just took over my world.
Uh-huh.
And I just wanted to be that. So when I was maybe like 10, I want to say 8 or 10,
Mm-hmm.
I participated in like a school contest, like a singing contest, and it was
Yeah.
actually called Schoolovision. So it's like a mini
Oh.
Eurovision for only some schools from each country in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
And my school was one of that, and it was the first year it was thrown. So I was just like,
Oh.
okay, I want to do this for real. And nobody really knew how to participate in a contest like this. But I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I know what I want to do, and I want to. And me and my friend participated together, and we had costumes, we had dancers, and we had the hair and everything. And my mom helped,
Oh,
and it was
so
so
cool.
good. And the whole crowd, just like we were 8 years old or something, and the whole crowd was like, how did they do that? And so we won that actually, and so that was kind of a glimpse into my Eurovision experience, because I've always been watching Eurovision. Actually, Eurovision has been a very big part of my love for music, and I've
Uh-huh.
always envisioned myself just like, think about just being up there and doing that. And I always thought about how I would do it, how I would make my, song, or, my show or whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
um then I just lived my life, and I was pretty shy, because I was like, I didn't think maybe I was good enough. But then I became tired of that. In like when I was maybe 15 or 16, I
Mm-hmm.
decided, okay, I'm gonna do something iconic. And it was my last year in like a preschool or whatever. It's different school curriculum thing here in Iceland.
Uh-huh.
But it was my last year, and I said, girls, we have to end this with the bang, and we're
Mm-hmm.
gonna make a Beyonce show. And so I got my friends to wake up like 9 o'clock every weekend to
Uh-huh.
to practice Beyonce show. And yeah, and we actually opened up like a girls' night or something, and it
Uh-huh.
was just crazy, and no one had ever done this like around me. I had just seen Beyonce, so I just kind of tried to copy whatever she was doing.
Uh-huh.
And then I did an even bigger show in the yearly festival. We have that in the school,
Yeah.
and I got uh, like girls from all of the classes to come and audition to the show.
Mm-hmm.
And we had like this huge ass show with like costume changes and everything.
Uh-huh.
And I was just like, this is what I love to do. Because at the same time, I was also participating in musicals. So it's always been like musicals and music with dancing and stuff. So it's been
Mm-hmm.
like hand in hand. But after that, I I threw a concert. So at 17, I threw a concert in probably one of like the biggest places in town in Iceland.
Uh-huh.
And we made like it was like a charity event. We had the money go to the children's hospital. But I
Mm-hmm.
got all my friends to like dance, choreograph, do the lights, do the sounds, and my whole family just got together, and it was just quite an amazing show actually. So that was when I decided now I'm gonna write my own music. I'm not gonna do
Mm-hmm.
covers. I'm done with that.
Yeah.
So I wrote my first song at 17, and I've been climbing that ever since.
Yeah, one of the steps of that climbing it was Söngvakeppnin. You are coming back from last year. You went fifth in the final with the song "Dancing Lonely," Glima Fear of Dancer in your Icelandic version.
Mhm.
Uh, what you think about the experience last year, and what what made you thinking in coming back this year?
Um, I knew I wanted to come back just because it was probably one of the most fun, great, amazing experience I've ever done.
Mm-hmm.
It was so much fun, and it is everything I love. I love making a show
Uh-huh.
and seeing everything come together and then just like pow on stage. And so I just get a kick out of it. It's my kick. It's like yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just so I knew that I wanted to do this again because I don't know, but I didn't know it would be that soon. To be honest,
Uh-huh.
I didn't know I would get in this year actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was kind of a surprise to me, but it's been great, and it's also different now because now I'm competing with my song that I wrote
Uh-huh.
last year. Someone else
Let's
wrote
see.
it. For,
Yes, what's a composition that appeals to you?
what?
The last song that you gave us in Sobakani was a composition that was given to you.
Yes.
Well, your song this year is called Into the Atmosphere, Adlan Alheimin in Icelandic version. I practiced the pronunciation. Uh, so you wrote the lyrics. How they merge? What are the inspirations behind behind Into the Atmosphere?
So um I've been writing and having some ideas for an album for a while now.
Uh-huh.
So I've been creating this concept, and it is supposed to be about like space metaphors.
Mm-hmm.
So I just put on some inspiration, like maybe some free beats from YouTube, and just try to get my brain going.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just stumbled upon, I think it was probably a video that was called Atmosphere.
Uh-huh.
And I was just like, oh, that's a great word. That's a brilliant word, actually. And I was like, yes. And then the melody was kind of like something, I don't know, or some chords that fit. And I was just like, into the atmosphere. That was the first thing that came out of my brain.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, atmosphere, into the atmosphere. That's so good. But what do I want to bring into that? What is in the atmosphere? What am I bringing into the atmosphere? And
Mm-hmm.
I just took a look at myself, and I've I've always been a very positive person.
Yeah.
And I always like try to like anywhere I go, I try to bring good energy into the space. So that was kind of like that hit me, like good energy into the atmosphere. That really hit me, and it hit close to home. And I was
Mhm.
like, yeah, I do stand by that, like 100%. I knew it sounds a bit cheesy, but then I went to the studio with two amazing guys. One is
Mhm.
from Poland,
Yeah.
Trip. He's so cool. And he's the producer. And then one of the writers is called Birgit Bleit, and he won the Idol in Sweden a couple of years ago.
Ah,
And he's
Birkir. I think I remember him.
so great, and it was such a fun session. And I just like, because I'm just a bundle of happiness and ideas, and like I'm
Mhm.
very much like you've seen in the beginning. I just came like ah. Anyways, um, so we came in that session, and I was just like, I have an idea. I have an idea. Into
Uh-huh.
the atmosphere. And then I made the
The main melody.
yeah, I just came up with that at
Yeah.
home someday. Like I don't know where it came from, but I was just surprised at myself. I was like, "Oh my god, this is some Avicii shit. Like this is good." Yeah. I felt like Avicii, honestly. Like I was like, if Avicii could sing, I felt like
Yeah.
that. And
So
yeah, that's how it just came to life.
you comfortable with the style of this song because it's really it's a bit it's a kind of different between last year, probably because you worked with one of the Polish electronic producers I met that is really good. So
Yes. And it is actually, and I asked him to
Mhm.
make this kind of sound. I showed him some old Avicii songs, like, and also the Swedish House Mafia and stuff, because it
Yeah.
is a lot of Swedish influence. Because I used to live in Sweden,
Hmm.
and I lived in Sweden exactly at this beautiful time, 2010 till
Uh,
2012.
in the big time of the big room house and the progressive house
Yes.
was
And I
yeah.
must admit, like I was 10, 12 years old. Like I was very young,
Yeah.
but we still listened to all the songs, and they hit the same way. And
Hmm.
I just became so influenced. I was like, this is perfect. I want to
Hmm.
do this. So I'm so happy that I got into the studio and I showed him the idea, and he listened to some songs from Swedish House Mafia and Avicii, and I was like, let's make this happen.
And it happens right now you are one of the best commented songs from Söngvakeppnin this year. um what how you held the words and the reviews from Icelandic and also international fans in comparison to last year, of course.
What do you mean? Like how are the reviews from the Icelandic people now?
Yes. What are your thoughts about all the feedback you receive from your son, especially when you are coming back from last year?
Uh, I haven't like I don't know that like we have no people here who are making reaction videos or anything like that.
Hmm.
Everybody's very much like shy in their own bubble. Maybe they post on Instagram and stuff. But I have a lot of kids who are my fans since last year, so I know like all of them are just like blowing up with happiness that I'm competing again, which is very cute.
Oh.
But I know that everybody who has listened to it thinks it's a great song,
Hmm.
and I feel very happy to hear that people like my song.
You compete this year in the. I check in, please. Okay, in the second semi-final in the next February the 24th. As far as you can tell, okay, of course, don't spoil everything. What are the main plans for your staging, for your clothes? You will bring us at least in the semi-final.
What did you say?
Oh, sorry. I told that you will compete in the second semi-final of Söngvakeppnin, February 24th. As far as you can tell, don't spoil everything, of course. but what are your main plans for the costumes for the stage you will bring us in the semifinals?
Oh, okay. So, there will be some fur. Let's leave it at that. There will be some fur in a cute way,
Okay.
and we will have some 90s Y2K space, but not space vibes.
Oh, sounds interesting. Only left the Aurora stuff there for make it for make it more spacey. The Northern Lights, sorry, the Auroras. The Northern is only left the Northern Lights for making more spacey.
We will not have Northern Lights, but
Okay.
that would have been cool. Maybe in the music video.
Okay, interesting. Thank you. Interesting. So, what about your teammates in this year? If you have the chance to listen to them, what are your favorite songs from your mates in Söngvakeppnin in 2024?
So from my opponents.
I don't want to call opponents just for mates. Just I know it's a competition, but I don't know. Yes, your opponents in the
I
Söngvakeppnins.
love all the songs. I just feel like it's such a colorful party. Like all the songs are like kind of party-ish, but like I feel like they all bring their own flavor into it, and I feel like
Okay.
I'm so excited to see every performance. And
Okay.
I just know that the team behind the scenes, they're doing everything so everybody has the best show possible.
Mhm.
And so I'm so excited to see the live show. Like I can't wait. And I remember when I listened to all the songs. Actually, I have to tell you, it was so funny. So I had like before they came out. So no one had listened to the songs. No one had heard the songs, or like we
Uh-huh.
hadn't heard each other at all.
Mhm.
Um, then I was like at singing practice with the one who's helping us with the vocals and stuff, and
Uh-huh.
she accidentally played one song, and I was like, oh, "You have the songs? Can you please? I know you want to show it to me. I know you want to show it to me." And she showed me the songs. They're all fire. This is such a good year for Söngvakeppnin. Honestly, it's like it was so good, and yeah, and when it came out, I was like, I can't wait. I can't wait.
A good thing that is showing you not leak the not leak the Söngvakeppnin. We have a lot of leaks in other pre-selections, but yeah. Let's go with the biggest fan of the room for this year. Sadly, Icelandic broadcaster Rub is questioning his participation in 2024 because the presence of the state of Israel this year and all the conflict, all the wars that happened up there. So in your case, what are your opinions, if you want to say, of course, what are your opinion about these considerations from the Islamic television, and is your personal view? It depends of yourself. If you win some Backgaming, you will go to Eurovision Song Contest. Uh, Besides the participation of the State of Israel.
Yeah, I think everybody has been thinking a lot about this, and we have had so many meetings with all the participants, and it's been a lot for everyone. And it's really, really sad that this is the state the world is in right now. And the Palestinian and Israel. It just breaks my heart so much. I haven't really let myself think too far ahead because they told us that they were gonna say much sooner than they actually did that we were gonna have this Söngvakeppni for Iceland, and then we're just gonna see what happens.
Yeah.
So when they said that, and they said that in like beginning of January or something, then I kind of tried to shut that idea out of my brain, that I needed to think about that. But yeah, so I haven't really let myself fully go into that state of like having to make this decision actually.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's very very sad that and yeah, I think it's just yeah. It's so many like directions to talk about this matter actually. So
Yeah.
like yeah, I think it's just very it's a whole flower, and to only
Yeah.
talk about like if I would go, that would just be one. What do
One
you think?
flower.
Yeah, like
I,
not the whole flower. That would just be one like cell of the flower.
okay. Yeah.
So
So you prefer to being focusing in competing Söngvakeppnin, and then if they will come in late March, let's see what will happen, right?
yeah, honestly, like that was kind of my thought process that I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do my best. I have no clue what's gonna happen. Like the votings are always not what you expect, so you never know.
Yeah. We saw that sometimes in some backgammon. As you told earlier in this interview that you went a huge fan of Eurovision. What is your feel about compete with a legend like Hera Björk? We interviewed her some days ago. Check our YouTube channel. We are I think we have uploaded that interview later. What do you think about competing with such an Icelandic legend like Hera Björk? That she's coming back after 15 years.
I was like, I thought I was having a comeback. Like this lady, she's having a comeback. Like honestly, she is a queen, and it's such an honor to compete. I would say compete with her. Like I just feel it's so much fun to share behind the scenes with all these people. But like her, it's like hey
You have the opportunity to talk with her in not only this year but in another moments of your career.
girl. I've never like spoken to her
Uh-huh. So
ever.
the, so probably in the semifinals will be the first opportunity, I guess.
No, wait, no. I have spoken to her this year, yeah, but before that, no, never. So now
Oh,
I feel like we're besties, but
yes, it's kind of a mother itself. It's so sweet. What are your first memories about watching Eurovision Song Contest? What is the first song that came to your mind when pop-ups Eurovision Song Contest?
I feel like oh, I have such a strong memory from 2008,
Uh huh.
uh, Greece. I think it was my secret
Ah,
combination.
Carolina Secret Combination. Yes.
I honestly, my 9-year-old self could not handle how perfect I thought she was. I was obsessed, and I think that is like I I have definitely watched Eurovision like since I was born. But this
Hmm.
is like I even remember this year for with the Söngvakeppnin. It was
Yeah.
such a good it was This Is My Life, I think.
Yes, Euroband.
Yeah. And they were competing against such a good song. I thought it was such a good song.
Hmm.
And I was like, I couldn't choose which one, but the This Is My Life went, and I love them both so much, Federico Omar and Relinchu. But the secret combination, she took me off guard, and I remember I was at my grandparents, and I put the show on my secret combination, and
Uh-huh.
they had like a window in like the ceiling or something. It was like that ceiling, and I was using it as a mirror to like dance to it.
Imitating the Calomera moves.
Yeah, and I was making my own secret combination. Like that was, yeah, that was kind of like that sticks, like really sticks, that
Mhm.
memory. But of course, like all the Eurovision parties and stuff like that. But I think this is kind of the earliest memory that I was just obsessed with my secret combination.
Mhm. What are your favorite Eurovision songs? First, from your own country, Iceland, that really gave us really good gems, and also if you want to say some favorites from another countries also.
I think like of all time, maybe it's basic, uno poquito básico, but I think Euphoria is the perfect song
Mhm.
in this lifetime. Like I don't know. It just and I also have a great memory with that song as well. But from Iceland, I would say maybe. Do you know Gleðibanken?
I sounds me, yes.
It's an Icelandic, and it's like for Icelandic people, it's like really iconic.
Hmm.
But I also love Selma.
Ah, Selma. Yeah.
Ooh, a lot of love. Hey yeah, hey yeah, oh yeah. I love that one. But I feel
Awesome.
like Euphoria would kind of be my overall. And also, I have to tell you, like when she won,
Mhm.
I was actually in Sweden
Ah, yes, yes, in that year,
with
yeah.
with not only my Swedish friends, but my Icelandic friends as well in Sweden.
Uh-huh. Hmm.
And we were all watching together
Hmm.
and we were like cheering for Sweden. And it was just like this huge, like when she won, it was like, it was like
Yeah,
crazy. So I just have a really good memory of that. And I've been singing it like a lot for the
yeah.
past year in Iceland. Yeah.
Hmm. Ah, and in that year was the year that I fell in love in Iceland. Thank you, Greta Salome and Josie, for making it possible.
What's the song with that year?
Yeah, I prefer the Icelandic version, but the English version, of course, is really touchy for myself yet.
Yeah.
So last but not least, besides all that could happen in late February, early March, if you pass the final of Söngvakeppnin, or even if you win to go to Eurovision representing Iceland, what are the future plans for Sigga Ózk for this 2024?
So we're gonna get the album that I wrote this song for.
Uh huh.
It's gonna be the Spacey Vibe uh, album or an EP. And
Uh huh.
then I'm gonna try to go to as many showcases as possible.
Hmm.
And then I'm gonna drop some fire singles. And then I'm gonna rock the world.
Nice. Well, how many songs you have prepared now for this album EP?
We have what do we have at least like three like
Uh-huh.
proper proper songs.
Uh-huh.
And then we have some demos that we're kind of figuring out. And then I'm actually going to a session tomorrow to write. I'm so excited.
Oh, nice. And that album, that EP, is your first album of EP, or not? It will be your second or third.
What?
Is this your first album slash EP, or you have the
Second.
second? The second. You did
Yeah.
it sounds like you did another one with the Son of Sobakani last year itself. That's why I asking. This album EP, you will be in the same wave as your son of this year, or you will be experimenting with another kind of genres.
Um, I will be trying to not obviously make the same song 7 times, but but I really do love this kind of dance club. Like that's so me. I love dancing. I've been practicing dance
Yeah.
forever. And I just love singing and dancing. So I love to make music that kind of gives me the ability to do that on stage.
Hmm.
And my first EP, it was like a love song doodles. and it's really cute and beautiful. And I actually did a live concert. It's on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just like it was not enough energy for me. Like I am so full of energy, and I need to let it out on stage. I need to.
I want last question for real. Now, I wanted to know about what kind of this kind of energy, because normally when we talk in Iceland, besides Eurovision, not just the music we saw in Iceland, we saw groups like Bok, looks like Kaleo, looks like Alphonse Samed, that really are atmospheric, kind of slow. Of course, Björk is is in here galaxy. Why did you want or how you figure out that you wanted to bring this kind of different energy for I feel that it's a intimate country, like intimate the same music scene like your country.
So wait, what are you asking? So like the galaxy theme or like
No,
the
I asking about what bring what how you I know in Spanish. I know this thing in Spanish, but I don't know how to translate it in English. Uh, why you take the decision? Why you take the decision to bring a really huge positive energy in a scene like your country that is most known
yeah,
for atmospheric and kinda slow songs.
yeah. And I feel like we need it. We need the good energy. And I feel like that's why kind of yeah, I think every Icelander really looks in and what's inside them to make music. I love that. But what's inside of me is a bundle of happiness, and I want to do that. I don't want to like pretend to be a depressed, girl when
Yeah.
I'm full of joy, and I want to I remember I actually was reading my old diary. I write diary like since I was a kid,
Yeah.
and I I was reading like an old diary, and I was saying the same values as I say today, like happiness, positivity, looking at the bright sides, and hope and joy, and it's just what I've always been standing for, and fighting, not fighting, but like embracing that is just me. And if somebody
Mhm.
doesn't like that, that is okay. Just go somewhere else. There are plenty of depressed music. Like mine is not gonna be that.
Yeah. Well, sounds interesting. Siga Takfirir, thank you so much for being with us, and the best of, and the first, of course, the best of luck for your Söngvakeppnin participation. Hopefully, you will be repeat the final, and let's see if you improve that fifth place that you came last year. So. Takfirir, thank you so much, and the best of luck. I will close this interview in Spanish. Muchísimas gracias a Sigga Ózk, otra de las repetidoras del Söngvakeppnin 2024. Va a actuar en la segunda semifinal el próximo 24 de febrero. Si les ha gustado, denle al me gusta y denle al suscribirse al canal, no le cuesta a nadie por eso. Y por supuesto, síganos en redes sociales, somos Eurorelinchu en Twitter, Threads, TikTok e Instagram. Lo he dicho al revés completamente. Por supuesto, todos los martes por la noche nos pueden ver en directo en este canal de YouTube, martes a partir de las 9. He sido Marve Tancor, Takfirir, me voy a morir. Hasta luego.